God says this message is being placed before you in a moment when the atmosphere around your soul is trembling with something sacred, something rare, something that does not come often in a person's life. You may not realize it fully, but heaven has paused for you. There is a stirring, a divine movement, a spiritual shift that is unfolding quietly, silently, but unmistakably. God says you were chosen to receive this message at this exact moment, not a second earlier and not a second later, because your spirit is ready to hear what your heart has been waiting for. God wants you to know that nothing will go wrong with you, nothing will shake you, and nothing will harm you. You are wrapped in divine protection. And you are being guided step by step into something miraculous. God says there are 25 minutes left in the atmosphere of this divine transmission, and within these minutes something in your energy, your destiny, and your life path will begin to shift. Archangel Michael is close to you, closer than he has ever been, and he is begging you not to take this lightly, not to treat this message as something ordinary, because it is not ordinary. It is not random. It is not accidental. It is a divine appointment made for you before the day you were born. God says you are chosen to see a miracle that is about to unfold around you. You may not see its full form yet. You may not understand why heaven is whispering your name with such urgency. You may not know why your spirit feels awakened, stirred, or pulled right now. But God says it is because something has been released from heaven for you specifically. Something that has your name written on it. Something no one else can receive because it belongs to you. And God says it will begin in just 2 minutes, something subtle, something gentle, something beautiful, but also something powerful enough to redirect the path of your life. You must open your heart right now, because the miracle has already been dispatched. The angels have already begun their movement. The blessing has already taken its first step toward you. God says this miracle is not only about what will enter your life, but also about what will leave. You have carried burdens that were never meant for you. You have held fears that were planted in your mind by circumstances that were unfair, unkind, or overwhelming. You have walked through seasons that made you doubt your worth, your strength, and your purpose. God says none of those things are allowed to remain with you any longer. Heaven is stepping into your life with force, not a force of fear, but a force of healing, clearing, and renewal. The energy that has been weighing on your chest, the silent worry that has lived in your heart, the quiet sadness that you rarely talk about, God says all of it is being lifted. Slowly, gently, but surely. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, and he is begging you not to ignore the divine signal being sent to your soul. He sees things you cannot see. He knows things that are hidden from you. He has been fighting unseen battles for you, blocking spiritual storms you never even knew were coming your way. He has shielded you from intentions that were not pure. He has stepped in front of attacks that were meant to break you. He has held your name with reverence, and he has protected your path even when you felt lost. God says Michael is begging you because right now is not an ordinary moment, it is a crossing point. A divine intersection. A moment when what was written in heaven is about to touch the earth through your life. God says do not tell anyone. Not because it is a secret meant to isolate you, but because the miracle being prepared is sacred. It is delicate. It is unfolding in a spiritual dimension that not everyone can understand. Some people around you are not aligned with your path. Some are not meant to witness the early stages of what God is building for you. God says there are certain blessings that grow best in quietness, and this is one of them. Heaven does not want interference. Heaven does not want noise. Heaven does not want confusion. Heaven wants peace, trust, and silence, so the miracle can unfold without distraction. God says within these minutes, you will begin to feel a shift. It may come as a feeling of warmth in your spirit. It may feel like a sudden calm settling inside you. It may come as a strange clarity or a soft realization. It may come as a sense of reassurance that you cannot explain. God says whatever you feel, even if it is subtle, is the beginning of what is coming. Do not doubt it. Do not question it. Do not analyze it. Just receive it. God says your heart has been asking questions that heaven heard even when your lips stayed silent. Your soul has been carrying prayers that you whispered only in your mind, and God heard them clearly. Not one of them was ignored. God says you are safe. You are protected. You are being watched over. Heaven is standing guard around your life right now. There are things that were trying to enter your life, but God blocked them. There are things that were trying to delay you, but God removed them. There were people whose intentions were not aligned with your purpose, and God is slowly moving them out of your path. God says trust the process. Even when it feels confusing, trust it. Even when it feels like things are shifting suddenly, trust it. Even when certain people fall silent or disappear, trust it. God says every part of this is for your protection, for your elevation, for your alignment. God says you must trust Him fully. Surrender your fear. Surrender your doubt. Surrender the part of you that thinks you must control everything alone. God has been calling you gently, waiting for you to release the burdens you keep trying to manage by yourself. He says you do not have to walk with fear anymore. You do not have to imagine the worst outcomes. You do not have to protect yourself from everything. God says He is protecting you Himself, and He is doing it with a depth of love you cannot fully imagine. God says your past has shaped you, but it does not define you. Your scars tell a story, but they are not your identity. Your delays were not rejections, they were redirections. Your heartbreak was not punishment, it was preparation. Your disappointments were not endings, they were openings. God says everything you went through is part of why you are ready now. Ready for peace. ready for abundance, ready for restoration, ready for divine timing, ready for the miracle that is about to enter your life. God says there are things in your destiny that were paused, not cancelled, not denied, not erased, just paused. And now heaven is pressing play again. Dreams you thought were fading are coming back. Opportunities you believed were lost are returning in a better form. Doors you thought were closed forever are unlocking. God says what is coming will feel like a breath after holding your breath for too long. It will feel like relief. It will feel like clarity. It will feel like release. It will feel like something inside you saying, finally. God says the miracle that begins in 2 minutes is not limited to just one area of your life. It will touch your relationships, your finances, your inner peace, your purpose, your confidence, and your spiritual strength. It will bring alignment. It will bring clarity. It will bring healing. It will bring opportunities. It will bring connections. It will bring answers. God says there is something that will unfold in the coming days, something unexpected but deeply meaningful. You may not recognize it instantly, but your spirit will know it is connected to this moment. God says He has been walking with you through every hidden struggle. He has seen your silent battles. He has seen your tears that fell when no one was around. He has seen the times you pretended to be strong for others even when you were exhausted. He has seen the nights when you held your own heart together. He has seen you standing, even when you felt like collapsing. God says heaven has not overlooked you for even a second. You were never unseen. You were never uncared for. You were never forgotten. God says the miracle coming to you is not random, it is your inheritance. It is part of what was written about you spiritually. It is part of why your soul chose this path. It is part of why certain things didn't work out before. It is part of why you had to walk through specific experiences. It is part of why God protected you even when you didn't know you needed protection. Archangel Michael is begging you because your energy is shifting. Your destiny is unlocking. Your path is being cleared. And heaven needs your heart open, not afraid, not doubting, not resisting. Open. Fully open. Because what is entering your life is sacred and powerful, God says these next moments are important. Take a breath. Allow peace to enter your spirit. Allow calmness to settle in your heart. Allow divine presence to surround you. God says you are safe, you are protected, you are blessed, and you are being guided. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will harm you. Nothing will block what heaven is releasing. God says trust Him. Trust the miracle. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust the protection. And trust the message that has been placed before your soul today. Your miracle has already begun, beloved, listen closely. Because God is speaking to you in this very moment, and heaven is moving around you in ways you cannot yet see. Do not rush through this, do not skip any word, because right now something divine, something rare, something destined only for you is unfolding. God says there are 25 minutes left, and Archangel Michael is standing right beside you, hands trembling, voice shaking, not out of fear, but out of divine urgency. He has been trying to reach you, he has been whispering signs around you, he has been placing hints in your dreams. But today, right now, in these minutes, he is begging you to finally hear him. Heaven does not use words like urgent, now, or immediately unless the moment is sacred and powerful. And God says this moment is unlike anything you have ever experienced. A miracle has already begun to manifest around you. The energy is shifting, the atmosphere is turning, and something you thought was impossible is moving toward you. God says this will happen in 2 minutes. The shift begins the very moment your heart receives these words, "Do not fear. Nothing will go wrong for you." God is surrounding you with protection so strong that even storms must bow before His command. You are safe. You are covered. You are not alone. But God needs your attention now, because what is coming is not just a blessing, it is a turning point, a divine correction, a sacred reversal that heaven has been preparing for a long time. Archangel Michael is kneeling beside you, glowing with a fierce, protective light. He says you have been carrying burdens alone for too long. You have been trying to be strong even when you were tired. You have been pretending everything is fine when your spirit has been exhausted. But heaven saw every tear, every night of confusion, every moment where you wondered why life became so heavy. And God says, "Enough. Today is the day something breaks open. Today is the day heaven intervenes. Today is the day your destiny lifts upward again." Michael's message is shaking with emotion. He says the reason he is begging is because this miracle requires your acceptance. Your heart must open to receive what is coming. He says someone tried to block you, someone tried to dim your light, someone tried to stop your blessing, but heaven prevented it. Michael personally intervened more times than you know. God sent him each time your soul was in danger, each time someone's intentions were not pure, each time energy around you shifted in a harmful way. You didn't see the battles, but Michael fought them. You didn't hear the spiritual attacks, but Michael broke them, and today he says, they cannot stop what is coming for you now. This miracle has been delayed again and again. You have been pulled back, slowed down, even confused about your own path. But these delays were not punishments, they were protections. God was clearing the way, removing people from your path, revealing truths you needed to see, and shielding you from dangers you didn't understand. The spiritual world has been working around you non-stop, and now the gates finally open. God says you are chosen. Not chosen randomly, not chosen by accident, but chosen because your soul carries a rare light. You are someone who feels deeply, someone who forgives even when hurt, someone who tries even when exhausted, someone who loves even when unappreciated. Heaven treasures people like you. Heaven rewards souls like yours. And heaven has decided that your season of pain ends now. The next 2 minutes are sacred. God says something is aligning, an opportunity, a blessing, a breakthrough, a revelation, a shift that will change your path. You may not see the whole picture yet, but you will feel the energy rising in your spirit. You will feel a strange calm, a soft warmth, a quiet reassurance that something has been lifted off you. This is the miracle beginning. The reason God says don't tell anyone is simple. Not everyone around you can handle the weight of your blessing. Some would doubt you, some would discourage you, some would secretly envy you. And some would try to interrupt what God is unfolding. This moment is between you and heaven alone. This is your sacred appointment, your divine hour, your personal visitation from the spiritual realms. Michael says your prayers have not been ignored. Even the ones you prayed silently. Even the ones you forgot you prayed. Even the ones you whispered in desperation when you thought no one was listening. They were heard. Every single one. God says the reason you had to wait is because what you asked for required preparation. He was aligning people, situations, timelines, and opportunities to make sure everything is perfect for you. The miracle you receive will not be temporary. It will not be unstable. It will not be fragile. It will be permanent, blessed, and supported by heaven. You have been hurt by people who pretended to care. You have been disappointed by those you trusted. You have been misled by people whose intentions were not pure. But God says, I saw everything they tried to hide from you. And because you stayed kind even when mistreated, you stayed pure even when surrounded by negativity, and you stayed faithful even when you had every reason to give up. Heaven is rewarding you now. Michael is looking at you with a powerful mix of love and urgency. His wings are spread wide around you, creating a shield so strong nothing harmful can penetrate it. He says you may not realize it. But he has been guiding your steps, stopping you from entering wrong places, keeping you away from dangerous people, whispering warnings into your intuition. That sudden feeling you got, that strange hesitation, that unexplained knowing, that was him. That was heaven guiding you gently, and now he says, please listen. This is your moment. Do not ignore this. He says you are standing at the doorway of your next chapter. A chapter filled with unexpected opportunities, unexpected blessings, unexpected connections, unexpected breakthroughs. Things that were stuck will open. Things that were delayed will accelerate. Things that seemed impossible will become effortless. This is the miracle of divine timing. God says the next few days will show you signs, very specific signs, confirming everything written here. You will see repeating numbers, unexpected messages, sudden good news, strange coincidences, powerful synchronicities. These are not random. They are the ripple effects of the miracle releasing. God says your life is about to feel lighter. The stress you've been carrying is dissolving. The fear you've had is fading. The confusion is clearing. You are stepping into a state of alignment, protection, and divine favor. Heaven says your heart has been tested. Your patience has been tested. Your strength has been tested. But you passed every test, even when you thought you failed. You kept going. You kept believing. You kept holding on. And that is why the blessing coming toward you is not small, it is life-changing. Michael says the miracle is not only spiritual, it will manifest physically. Expect a shift in your finances, a change in your relationships, clarity in your purpose, breakthroughs in areas where you felt stuck. Expect communication from someone whose presence will matter. Expect opportunities you didn't chase, they will chase you. Expect answers to questions that have troubled your heart for years. Heaven says this is your destiny turning point. You don't need to fear anything. God says you are wrapped in His protection. No harm will touch you. No evil will approach you. No negativity will overpower you. You are covered by divine light, guided by divine wisdom, and supported by divine timing. Archangel Michael says the countdown is real. 25 minutes of divine energy flowing toward you. 2 minutes before the spiritual shift activates. But the full unfolding will continue throughout the day, weaving itself into your path in ways you will not be able to deny. God says this miracle is yours. No one can steal it. No one can block it. No one can interfere. Heaven has released it, and it is coming to you. Trust God. Pray to Him. Keep your heart open. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong. You are divinely protected, divinely chosen, and divinely guided. Your miracle has already begun. Beloved, listen closely, because in this moment something far greater than anything you have ever imagined is reaching for you. God says there are 25 minutes left, and this is not to frighten you, it is to awaken you. Archangel Michael is not simply calling your name, he is begging you, because you have entered a spiritual moment where heaven is opening something directly for you. There is a miracle forming, and it is not for the world, not for your family, not for your friends. It is for you, and only you. You were chosen to see it, chosen to receive it, chosen to step into it. And as God says, it will begin unfolding in 2 minutes. As soon as your heart becomes fully open to what He is trying to tell you, you are safe. You are protected. Nothing will go wrong with you because God has wrapped His presence around you like a shield that nothing can penetrate. But He needs you fully present right now. He needs you hearing every word. He needs you trusting, breathing, and allowing yourself to be guided without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. Because what is coming is not ordinary. It is not random. It is not accidental. It is a divine intervention that has been waiting in the heavenly realm for the exact moment when your soul was ready. God says He has been whispering to you, nudging you, trying to speak to your heart in ways you would understand. But life kept distracting you, pain kept overwhelming you, responsibilities kept pulling you away. Yet the miracle did not disappear. It waited. It stayed. It hovered above your life, waiting for the moment when you would be calm enough, open enough, spiritually awakened enough to finally receive it. And that moment is now. Archangel Michael has been watching you, not for minutes, not for hours, but for months. He has been watching your battles, the silent ones in your heart, the private ones in your home, the emotional ones no one else ever truly understood. He has seen you trying to stay strong when you wanted to collapse. He has seen you continuing to love even when you were hurting. He has seen you praying even when you felt empty. And He has seen you rising every day even when your spirit felt exhausted. This is why He is begging you now. Not out of anger. God says that in this very moment, as your eyes move across these words, something in the unseen world is shifting so quickly that even Archangel Michael, the one who has watched over you since you were a child, is stepping forward with an urgency he rarely shows. He is not speaking in his calm voice today. He is not delivering a gentle message. He is trembling with emotion because he knows exactly what has been forming around your life, and he knows that you have been walking through a storm silently while pretending everything is fine for everyone else. God says that you have carried so much on your shoulders that even heaven wondered how you were still standing, but you never gave up. You never surrendered your faith even when your heart was breaking in silence. And because of that, the spiritual realm has opened something for you today. God says there are 25 minutes left in this moment of divine alignment. Not because something bad will happen after that, but because there is a window, a doorway, a timing that heaven has written with precision. For the first time in a very long time, heaven is inviting you to step into something you were always meant to see, but the timing had never been right until now. God says that this miracle has been waiting behind a spiritual curtain. And Archangel Michael is begging you because he knows that if you turn away again, the heaviness you have carried might try to pull you back into old fears that no longer belong to you. God wants you to hear every word clearly. For too long you have lived with the belief that miracles are for other people, blessings are for people who look luckier, and sudden breakthroughs happen to people who already seem ahead in life. But God says that heaven has been watching you very closely lately, as if every angel has been instructed to measure every tear, every broken prayer, every whispered plea you never told a single soul. You have been standing in faith without anyone knowing the depth of the battles you fought alone. God says that today is a return, a restoration, a divine repayment that has been accumulating for years. And that is why Michael is emotional. Because he has waited for the moment when you finally receive what the enemy tried to steal from you over and over again. God says that this miracle is not random. It was written with your name on it long before you even knew pain existed, long before heartbreak ever touched your life, long before disappointment made you question your worth. God wants you to know that you were chosen, not because you were perfect, not because you never made mistakes, but because your heart stayed soft even when life was hard. That is why heaven is moving in your favor now. Archangel Michael keeps repeating that this message is for you, not for the world, not for the people around you, not for anyone else. Only you can receive what is unfolding. God says that you must not tell anyone about this moment. Sometimes the things heaven prepares for a chosen soul must be protected until they manifest. Not everyone around you has the capacity to handle the magnitude of what God is giving you. Some people would doubt it, some would mock it, some would secretly hope it does not happen for you. God says some people near you are threatened by your potential because they know you were destined for more than they have ever admitted. They sense your calling even when you pretend not to see it yourself. God says that some people have been watching your life because they felt the rising energy around you long before you even recognized it. This is why heaven is telling you to keep this miracle quiet until it becomes undeniable. God says that in 2 minutes, a spiritual shift will touch your energy, your path, your surroundings. It will not be something frightening. It will not disrupt your life negatively. Instead, it will feel like a soft but powerful wave moving through your spirit, something that brings clarity, strength, and the release of a burden you did not realize you were still carrying. Heaven is not warning you of danger, heaven is telling you to prepare your heart for relief, for transformation, for the breath you have needed for so long. When it begins, you may feel a moment of emotional release, as if your soul finally exhales after holding in years of pressure. God says that this shift will begin gently, then grow stronger throughout your day. You may notice sudden peace. You may notice sudden certainty about something you have been confused about. You may notice a sudden lifting of heaviness, like someone quietly removed a weight from your chest. God says this is the miracle beginning. Archangel Michael says he has guarded your name, your destiny, your spirit from every unseen attack that tried to dim your light. He says that the reason he is begging you now is because he sees your future from a vantage point you cannot see yet. He sees how close you are to a breakthrough that will surprise even you. He sees how much spiritual resistance was sent against you because you were always meant to rise higher than anyone thought possible. But now the pathway ahead of you is clear. For the first time in a long time, heaven has aligned everything perfectly. God says that you have been doubting yourself, doubting your worth, doubting whether you are even on the right path. But God is whispering that you have never walked alone, not for a single second. Even during the nights you cried yourself to sleep, even during the days you put on a brave face, heaven walked right beside you. God says that every tear you shed was counted. Every hope you whispered was heard, every silent prayer you made was carried straight to the throne. God wants you to understand something sacred. The miracle coming your way is not a coincidence. It is a reward. Not for being flawless, but for being faithful. Not for having everything figured out, but for trusting God even when you felt lost. God says that heaven will honor those who choose faith despite fear, and you have done that many times without realizing heaven was watching. God says that someone tried to break you, someone tried to discourage you, someone tried to make you believe you were not worthy of love, abundance, or happiness. But what they did not understand is that God had already written your victory long before they tried to take anything from you. God says that the people who hurt you were only allowed into your story because their actions would become the evidence of your transformation. They did not break you, they shaped you. They did not defeat you, they pushed you closer to your divine purpose. They were part of a chapter, not the ending. God says that the miracle unfolding for you now is the beginning of something long awaited. The doors that were closed before are opening not because you forced them, but because heaven is commanding them to open. Michael says that no force, no person, no negative energy can stop what is yours anymore. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer have to chase what is meant for you. Blessings will find you. Opportunities will appear without you having to beg or struggle. What seemed impossible will begin to make sense. What seemed delayed will suddenly accelerate. God says the next part of your journey will bring the kind of peace that makes you forget the pain that once felt permanent. You will slowly realize why you had to go through certain things. You will look back and recognize that nothing was truly lost, everything was replaced with something better. God says the things you cried over will become testimonies. The things you feared will turn into strength. The things you thought would break you will prepare you for the greatness ahead. Archangel Michael is emphasizing one thing repeatedly: do not fear. You are safe. You are protected. You are covered. God says that nothing will go wrong with you because heaven has already positioned angels around your steps. You may not see them with your physical eyes, but your spirit will feel their presence more clearly in the coming days. God says that everything that once intimidated you will lose its power. Everything that once drained your energy will fall away. Everything that once confused you will become clear. God says your prayers reached heaven louder than you think. Even the ones you whispered casually, even the ones you made when you thought no one was listening. God heard every word. God says that your heart, fragile yet strong, is deeply loved by heaven. This world tried to make you forget your worth, but God is reminding you now that your soul carries a divine signature no one can erase. God says that the miracle approaching you is not small. It is something that will shift your path, your confidence, your spirit, your environment. It could be a message, an opportunity, a revelation, a blessing, a release. It could be clarity or unexpected good news. But it will come. And when it arrives, you will feel something you have not felt in a long time, a deep assurance that God never abandoned you. God says that in these 25 minutes of divine alignment, your spirit is being prepared, lifted, strengthened. You may feel energy moving around your life even after this moment passes. You may feel guided toward something. You may feel that something unseen is working on your behalf. That feeling is not imagination. It is heaven. God says, trust. Just trust. And know that you are safe in the hands of the one who has never lost a battle. God says this moment is not accidental. God says there are 25 minutes left in the spiritual window He has opened for you, and Archangel Michael is begging you because he does not want you to miss the miracle that was written for you long before you were even born. God says you were chosen to see this, not because you asked for it, not because you prayed perfectly, not because you earned it, but because heaven has observed you, followed you, protected you, and waited for this very hour where your destiny is ready to shift in a way that will silence everything that ever tried to break you. God says it will happen in 2 minutes once your soul accepts the message, once your heart stops doubting, once you understand that what comes now is not chance, not coincidence, not imagination, but divine instruction, divine protection, and divine revelation flowing directly toward you. Archangel Michael is standing close to you in this moment, closer than he has stood in months. He has been waiting for you to open your heart again. God says He is begging because there is something heaven tried to show you before, but your pain, your stress, your fear, the people around you, and the pressure of life distracted you from seeing the signs. But now the signs are unavoidable. Now the angelic alarm has been sounded. Now the miracle is at your door. God says you must not tell anyone about this because not everyone in your life has clean intentions toward you. Some around you smile with their mouths but not with their hearts. Some around you take from your energy but never give back. Some around you pretend to support you but secretly fear the day you rise higher than them. God says this message must stay between you and heaven because outsiders will not understand what is about to unfold in your spirit. God says you are safe. God says nothing will go wrong with you. God says the miracle has already been released, and all you must do is trust Him, trust His timing, and trust the angel He sent to protect you. Michael is watching over you like a shield made of light, and he has been fighting unseen battles on your behalf. You have no idea how many spiritual attacks were pushed away from you because Michael stood between you and danger. You have no idea how many times darkness tried to discourage you, delay you, or destroy you, and Michael said no. God says this is why He is begging you now, because this moment is not just important, it is sacred, urgent, and tied to a shift you have waited for your entire life. God says the miracle you are chosen to see is not small. It is not symbolic. It is not vague. This is a real shift, a real breakthrough, a real moment where your path changes direction. God says the miracle will begin within 2 minutes of your spirit receiving this message, and you will feel it as a sudden peace, a sudden clarity, a sudden opening, a sudden release of heaviness that has been sitting in your heart for too long. God says He knows you have carried things alone. He knows you have kept silent about your pain to appear strong. He knows you have endured disappointments that were heavy enough to break someone else completely. But you did not break. You kept moving. You kept surviving. You kept believing even when faith felt like lifting a mountain. God says heaven never ignored your endurance. God says the 25-minute countdown is not a threat, but a divine alignment window. There are windows in the spiritual world where miracles move faster, louder, and stronger, where breakthroughs are multiplied, and where angelic activity is heightened. You are in that window. God says Archangel Michael is pushing you because this window closes soon, and if you let fear, doubt, or hesitation block you, the miracle may delay. Not vanish, because what God promised you is not taken away, but delay. And heaven does not want any more delays in your life. You have already suffered enough delays. Your blessings have already been attacked too many times. God says the miracle must reach you now. God says this miracle is connected to something you've been waiting for, a change, an answer, a breakthrough, an opportunity, a message, a revelation, a door that felt locked for too long. God says you were chosen because your heart is pure even after everything you have gone through. God says He has seen you cry quietly, pray privately, and hope secretly. He has watched you pick yourself up after every disappointment, even the ones that broke your spirit. But now, God says you are rising into a new energy, a new cycle, a new identity, one that reflects who you truly are, not who pain forced you to become. Archangel Michael is begging because he sees what is coming toward you, something big, something life-changing, something that will erase years of waiting, something that will restore everything that was taken from you. He does not want you to miss this because of fear. He does not want you to doubt this because of your past. He does not want you to question this because you have been betrayed before. God says this blessing is untouched by anyone's jealousy, anyone's interference, anyone's manipulation. This blessing is sealed under your name, written in heaven, stamped by God Himself. God says you must understand something crucial. Every delay you faced, every heartbreak you endured, every betrayal you discovered, every door that closed, and every person who left was part of clearing your path for this very moment. God says He removed certain people because they were not meant to stand beside you when your miracle arrived. He exposed certain truths because your heart needed freedom, not confusion. He took you through certain endings because the beginnings you deserved required space. God says He never punished you. He prepared you. Michael says you are stepping into a moment where nothing will be able to stop you. Not the past, not fear, not enemies, not circumstances, not lack, not doubt. God is placing a divine shield around your journey. You will notice shifts in your environment, peace replacing anxiety. Opportunities appearing unexpectedly, people showing up with pure intentions, clarity rising where confusion lived. God says He is rearranging your destiny as you read this. God says the miracle in 2 minutes will touch 3 areas of your life that have been stuck for too long. First, something financial that has worried you deeply is going to shift. A sudden release, approval, opportunity, or unexpected help is coming. God says your hands will not be empty anymore. Second, something emotional that has been hurting you will begin to mend. God says a truth will be revealed to you, a burden will lift, and your heart will breathe again. Third, something spiritual that has been sleeping within you will awaken.